Hello, welcome to Two Loco. I'm your host, Ray Ray. Unfortunately, we were having technical difficulties, so we had to restart the fucking show. What the fuck? Oh, by the way, this is the beautiful Chrissy D not paying attention and typing on a fucking computer.
Hey, everybody, I'm paying attention.
And we welcome the great Snowy Ghost. Oh, yeah, and some tempo.
In the red corner, tempo, with a T. We got that.
Yeah, this is Tempo. He's a phenomenal, he's just very funny, and he, also got, many life stories and shit. All right, so we're going to go back to where we were, and we're going to start over. Rewind! No.
Disc jockey.
Wipeout.
Crash and burn.
All right, if you didn't hear what he was talking about before, we're going to rewind back to the getting sued topic. Why don't you speak a little bit on it?
Getting sued. Yeah. What I was saying is that everybody, it seems like everybody today is sue happy, is what I like to call it. But they just want to go out and find a way to make a quick buck, I guess. But what I was saying is you can, if y'all didn't catch it at the beginning, people would invite people over for like a barbecue or like a little cookout, maybe even watch the Super Bowl. And if they start drinking at your house and they had too much and you let them leave, they go out and get a DUI, they'll actually sue you because they got drunk at your place. And it's legit. They do it. To me, it's a crock of shit, but it's happening a lot.
I'm going to tell you a story. And Christy D knows this story because I told her one time. All right, a long time ago, believe it or not, as great of a driver as I am, I got in a car crash.
Car crash?
Yeah, I hit a fucking telephone pole.
Did it jump in front of you?
No. It didn't jump in front of me. What happened was I was at the titty bar.
Titties and beer.
Exactly. Somebody had some smeared off, but it wasn't the beer.
Titties and vodka.
And, I figured normally, strip clubs don't close till, fucking 2 a.m.,
Okay, yeah.
All right, here it is, 10:30, figuring, okay, yeah, I can get drunk, it's fine, I got plenty of time, I got plenty of money and shit. So, they decided they're going to close early.
Closing early.
All right. So, they close early, and I'm drunk as a skunk.
Skunk. That's pretty drunk. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
gotcha.
All right.
We're on board, Captain.
So I'm drunk as a skunk, and I'm in my car, when they said it was going to close in time after, I'm like, what the fuck,
I'm not done. Show me more titties.
Yeah, exactly. I got money.
At least bring the midget out. Come on.
Yeah, midget. All right, so anyway, I started drinking water, because that's what I do. Some people think I'm delusional, but I truly believe that water calms you down if you're drunk. It will actually dilute your drunkenness.
Diluting the drunkenness. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Okay.
We'll go with that.
We're going.
Anyway. All right, so I get in my car, and I figure, okay, well, I'm too drunk. I'm not going to drive, right? The owner comes out, and I'm not going to say what club because I'm not trying to start no drama. But the owner comes out and says, I can't stay there. I'm a liability.
In your car?
In my car at the club.
You're on their property.
Exactly, because I was on their property. Mm-hmm. All right, so I decide I'm going to drive a little bit, even though I know I shouldn't have drove. I drive up, quarter mile, go to this warehouse.
Okay, all right.
I figure, okay, this is a great place to stop and take a piss.
That happens a lot, actually. I gotta piss a lot when I drink.
You know? And, I'm going to stop and take a piss, and I'm going to just stay here. Well, I go to take the piss and find out that it looks like the warehouse is broken into.
Uh-oh.
So I'm like, all right, now I'm going to get trespassed, and I'm going to get being a drunk. I'm going to...
A PI, you can't pass. Yeah, oh my gosh.
So I decided to drive a little more. And for the first time in my life, I fell asleep at the wheel for a brief second.
Oh.
Now, this happened to be up on a major highway up in Knoxville, and there's a lot of fog that night. So it was raining, there was fog, and basically I was drunk.
Okay, all right.
So I realized, after I fell asleep, I, grabbed the wheel and I tried to bring it to the other side. And when I did that, I went into a ditch.
Okay, I'm following.
And I went down the hill.
Down the hill. Okay.
Yeah, and I tried to slam on the brakes. The brakes wouldn't work.
Uh-oh.
I hit the pole. Went. So anyway, here I am. I'm being a dumbass now. I'm still drunk. The car looks like a fucking accordion, right? Car looks like a fucking accordion, and here I am. You ever have them times where you just don't do things smart? So the car looks like an accordion, and I'm taking the keys, and I'm trying to turn the car over, but evidently the car's not going to go anywhere. So, being that I was drunk, I decided to get out of the car in a space the size of a cubbyhole. Now, if I was sober, there's no way I would have done it. I mean, granted, at that time, I was only like 190 pounds soaking wet. I didn't have, a bare belly at all. But nonetheless, I still wouldn't have got out of there sober at all.
Okay.
So anyway, I get out of the car. Thankful that I'm alive. I guess airbags do work, or do save lives. And the car looks like a fucking accordion. And I call my buddy, and I'm like, hey, all right, come get me. He's like, why? I'm like, because the car smashed, and I'm a little drunk.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. And, I'm waiting on my buddy to show up, and, of course, the fucking construction workers come by.
That's never good. Okay.
And they asked, well, did you call the cops? I'm like, yeah, I called them. They're on the way. Everything's fine. They're like, all right, well, we got to double check. And I'm like, shit.
Uh-oh. They can't just take your word?
Yeah, they didn't take my word. Next thing you know, the cops are there. And the funny thing is my insurance expired the week before.
Oh, my God.
So here I am. And, the cop's like, well, do you have insurance? I'm like, I do, but it expired like a week ago.
I still got it.
So, I mean, what he did was he cut up my license.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He cut up my license right there. And then there were ambulance drivers. I believe so anyway. It's a little foggy for some reason. There were and the cop said, all right, you have your choice. You're either going with us or you're going with them. I said, all right, I'll go with them. But can I grab my bag out of my car? So I grab the bag out of the car, and I go with the ambulance, and then find out that the accident never happened because I go call every tow company around the area, and nobody knows what the fuck happened. There was never an accident. Evidently, the cop didn't report the accident. I didn't report the accident. The accident take place, but tell the electric company that when they come back and tell me I owe $3,800 for a fucking telephone pole.
For a piece of wood. A big piece of wood. A tree.
Yeah. And then I'm like, all right, look, you want me to pay this? That's fine. But at least give me a piece of the fucking pole.
Right. Hell, I need to take it home at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it on the wall. Yeah. Write on it. This is my tree. Ray was here.
Exactly. All right, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Sticking to it. I'll tell you, talking about titty bars and everything, we actually went to one.
Ooh.
What was it, probably 6 months ago or so.
All right.
But we had a guy that I talked about on the last show I was here. That he was staying with us. Anyways, we went to this strip bar, whatever. And as you walk in, it was the first time we went to this one. And you walk in, and they're like, "Well, have y'all ever been here?" We're like, "No." And I said, "Okay, well, this is how it works. We don't sell any alcohol." And at first, I was already drunk. So
You're like, I don't give a fuck. I'm already drunk.
well, yeah, but I needed more alcohol, like I always.
I know. I understand that feeling.
So, they go through. They say, you gotta walk across the parking lot there, and there's a grocery store. You go in and get your alcohol, come back out, and then they charge you per bottle that you per ounce. Was it per ounce? Per ounce. They charge you per ounce when you take it in. So, not only are they charging you a fee, they're charging you like an alcohol tax, if you want to look at it that way.
They tax you for everything, don't they?
Everything. And so we get in there and everything, and the guy that was with us, he had like $4. So I got ones for him and everything else, and he went up there and sat down at the bar or the little stage area. Anyways, and I'd be damned if he didn't throw all $4 at the same time. Just fell in love with this one.
Wow.
She got off the stage, and they went to their own little table, and he seriously thought that he found the love of his life.
At a titty bar.
Yeah, at a titty bar. I fell in love with the stripper. Yeah, that song. That's him. But
I'm in love with the woman, and I don't even know her name.
And he was talking to her for about 20 minutes, and then she had to go back up on stage. And he came back over, and he just started bragging and boasting. And here me and Snow is sitting here, like in the back, like thinking, how do we open one of these? She wasn't too happy about it, but at the time I was like, man, I got to open one of these because I can charge. I was still pissed off about them taxing me for the alcohol that they don't even serve. I'm pissed. I was like, how am I gonna get this money back? And anyways, he basically fell in love with a stripper, and we were there for probably about an hour and a half. And long story short, I ended up giving him like $40, and he just kept throwing it and throwing it and throwing it. And then he went up. And it was like his last $2, and he just had these eyes like a kid in the candy store. He's like, oh my god, this is amazing. It's better than porn. Yeah, the kid's probably never been laid. We've come to that conclusion, but
porn that does the body good. Pass it on.
Porn, yeah. He's no longer a porn virgin. We'll put it that way. But yeah, he fell in love with the stripper, and we got back in the car and everything else. And he's just, oh man, thanks for taking me here. Thank you. It's like a milestone in his life. He actually saw a real live female naked, I suppose. I'm not really sure, but
you should have gotten her number.
Of the stripper?
The thing is,
I was kidding.
The thing is, I'm sure he probably tried to get the number.
I know you can't get their numbers.
This guy was in a rodeo. This guy's war story. He can lie about anything. He's pretty good at it. But not that I condone people doing that. But
yeah, and I don't condone drinking and driving either.
Hey, look at this, Captain. We're on the boat. Let's go back to sea. Come on. Yeah. Huh? So, yes, Snow was really upset. She said it really wasn't a strip club if they're just dancing and holding the ceiling, but there was no pole. They couldn't do any pole exercises or anything.
How the hell is it a strip club if there's no pole?
That's what she says. Yeah. And it was like two for one lap dance night, and I was like, he doesn't need that. He doesn't have a change of pants, so we're not getting him that, And we left there and went to the bar, and well, of course, what do you do? Go out and tell everybody, oh, we're at the titty bar. We're at the titty bar. Oh, it was awesome. It was so cool.
But I still can't get over it. How is it a titty bar without a pole?
Yeah, they went. They took everything off. I mean, it's not like they had a lot on before, but...
See, that's the deal I have, though. Down south, for some reason, if they don't serve alcohol, they get fully nude. But if they do serve alcohol, they only show their titties. Now, up north, they can get fully nude and you can drink your alcohol. I mean, granted, you'll have like fucking 15 million bouncers if you try to cause any drama. But I just found that crazy.
Oh, man.
You know what the reason that is? Because down south, they don't have as many, like, people to protect the dancers, maybe, because their clubs are a little smaller. These are more probably mom and pop's businesses. So they figure the people get drunk, the first thing they're going to do is go touch the titties and start trying to get sexual with the dancers. Yeah, it gets a little dirtier down south. That's right.
We're not talking about playing in the mud either. Dirty, dirty south. Oh, man. Yeah. But no.
Well, I mean, if you're in Bridgeport and you go to a certain strip club, I've heard that it gets pretty dirty, but not like that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
You know, gonorrhea, herpes, shit like that.
And
AIDS.
The thing, yeah. What? Herpes-gonosyphilitis.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a mix of them. The thing is they were all like every 3 dances or something, they go up there with like a Swiffer and some cleaner, and they're cleaning where their asses and shit were on the. I don't know.
But what the fuck were they cleaning? There's no pole.
I don't know, the floor. Like they were going at it on the floor. I'm not sure.
Going at it on the floor.
Pretty much.
They're on desperate and can't get many.
They're on their own boat. They're captain.
All right, well, on that note, we're going to change subjects and we're going to listen to a nice, mellow song. Oh, yeah, it's called Hookah Water. Enjoy.
I recall
right, the music stops. Everybody in their seat.
All right, hip up. This isn't the seat I started with. Oh, I don't know how that's possible. Everyone else is in their seats. We'll figure it out.
At least you're not on the... Well, first off, that was Hookah Water by R. Burgundy. We did an interview with them a long time ago. We would love to do another one with them. But during the break, we were having a little discussion about the floor whore versus the lot lizard and who would win. Ding, ding.
And the floor whore is a stripper, and a lot lizard is everyone knows what a lot lizard is.
Yeah, and see the special powers. We were discussing what the special powers of the floor whore and the lot lizard would be. The lot lizard, I guess her power would be her magical tongue, and then the floor whore, I guess her magical power would be her twat.
Twat.
Yep.
She's like, it's hump day!
On the floor.
Let me hump that floor. That floor looks sexy. Come here, floor.
I shot the camel. Boom!
Bacon.
Wee! Wee! Alrighty then. Who let them fucking idiots out of the cage?
I don't know.
Get back in there. Get back in there. Cattle prongs and everything else.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting a little kinky here, aren't we?
No, talking about lot lizards. Have you seen on the side of these truckers? They'll have looks like a gecko and like a no smoking sign. It's got the
yeah,
and the line through it. Yeah, I didn't know what those were for. Well, I just found out what they were about 2 years ago. What they stood for. I thought it meant they don't like lizards. But it stands for no lot lizards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm the slow one on the boat.
What's funny though, my mother's boyfriend used to play with CBs all the time, and what's funny is me and my buddy who passed away, Bobby, God rest his soul and whatnot. We took a ride to see if this lady was real. This lady was on the airwaves, offering her services to these truckers.
On the CB?
On the CB.
Okay, all right.
So, and she sounded cute. So we're like, all right, well, yeah, let's go down there and let's see what the deal is. Well, we get out to the Mayflower Motel, and there ain't nothing but like 80 cops around there.
That sounds like trouble. Just the name Mayflower.
And then you have like 3 trucks like parked. So it was just basically just a setup.
Ooh.
But the fucked up part is if a trucker, this is a true story, if a trucker gets arrested for that because they are a trucker, they lose their license.
For getting some booty. Okay.
Well, yeah, because it's prostitution.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the company would end up firing them.
Exactly. Yeah. So they just lose their license. So imagine, being a trucker for like fucking 20 years and just wanted to having a hard on one day and then be like, fuck, now I'm on the streets on the unemployment line. What the fuck?
No hard on then.
So.
Yeah, really, that's a hand. What's the hand for? Or you can go to those stores and buy coffee.
Well, yeah, you're right. There was probably a lot of truckers jacking off to the voice.
Or you know what? They got that pocket pussy going.
Hold on, honey.
If you think about that, it's kind of scary because if they're hauling 50,000 pounds of freight, whacking their meat, going down the interstate at 75 miles an hour, what do you say when you wreck? I fell. No, you can't say that. Oh, I was whacking off, officer. That's what it is. Be careful. Don't touch that.
All you hear is, boom! Whoops! I crashed my truck. Shit.
Now it sounded like you were moaning, so now you're going to have all these guys be like, replay!
Is that real? Is that coming through? That's on the air. Okay.
Yep.
Welcome to the phone sex line. How may I help you?
My real name is Steve, but you can just call me Molly. No, you're talking about CBs there. Like I said, I can pretty much relate to almost anything. But we had a similar situation like that when I was in high school. But I had a buddy that worked at a CB repair shop, and he got one for free, and they were sitting there, fixing it and everything else, and then finally got it to work in his truck. And we were just sitting out in front of my mom's house and talking to people, and I thought it was amazing, all the stuff that's going on the air. And, well, there was like you were saying, services and everything else. And he decides that we should go up there and see if this is real, see if it's real. And it was at a truck stop, and she said, her weight and height and everything else. And, I mean, we're like 16 years old. And we go up there, and she did not look anything like she was describing. She was...
A lot lizard.
Yeah, a lot lizard, yes, she was. And I think the lot lizard didn't get paid very much because it was bad. Just horrible.
But the thing is, I think the lot lizard would have the advantage in that fight, and I'll explain why. Between the two, the lot lizard has the outhouse. So if you don't want to show anybody what you're fucking, you can go in the outhouse, and no one will ever know. Where the floor whore is just right in the open.
Well, everybody can watch then, so, yeah.
Well, I mean, you could call her, unless you put a paper bag over her head, and then she'd be the bag whore.
The brown bag special?
The brown bag lot special lot lizard.
That's the number 2 on the menu.
Excuse me, I'd like the number 2. I ain't never been laid, and I'm like 40 years old, and I'm a guy, I think.
Oh my God.
Now that we go like that, here's the weird thing. With technology so advanced nowadays, and some fucked up stories that I've heard, like some of the hottest fucking singers out there, there's rumors that they were once a guy.
Ooh. Oh shit.
So and whatnot. But the funny part is, what if you're at a club and you're with this hot woman, or in a lady's case, this hot guy, whatever the fuck it is, and you go to that special place and you find something you don't want. Does it tattoo forever?
Ooh. What? Yeah. I mean, like we were talking about on the boat.
Do you blame it on the alcohol?
I don't. And the thing is you go to bed with a 10 and you wake up with a 2, and you're like, oh God, do I tell anybody about this? And it's kind of like, hey, if you went camping and you woke up with a condom in your ass, would you tell anybody? I mean, seriously, would you tell anybody? I mean, would you tell? Ray, I mean, really, would you tell anybody? Hey, I went camping with these guys. We had a lot to drink, and I woke up with a condom in my ass.
Yeah, knowing my dumb ass myself, I would.
You would? Okay, all right. Well, if you said no, I was going to ask you if you wanted to go camping. Yeah.
I figured that. So, see, it was a setup, but I didn't fall for it because I was too smart. Not really, but anyway.
Oh man.
All right, so. We've been doing a little retro thing lately. Oh, first I want to say this. We were talking about lot lizards. And we last night we were talking about, my ma and, my second ma, my pops. Right? And my pops would always tell this, crazy story. He told me 500 million times. I guess he forgot that he told me the 499th other time. I'm sure have somebody in your family that does that. They repeat themselves. Big time.
My mother.
But he'd be like, well, I was once with this, when I was younger, I was once with this lot lizard. And she had a hairy bush.
Dun, dun, dun.
And it was just crazy. I mean, it's just, I don't know where I came up with that, but no, whatever. All right, so anyway, we were doing a little retro thing other than that. And being the big, technology type, what kind of things do you remember that were like big back in the day, and now you think about it, they were just dumb?
Oh man, you put the dumb part on. I was gonna say Atari, but that's not dumb. Like things that were top notch at the time, and now it's like they're not worth anything. Portable CD players, just like you said. I mean, who does that? I don't know.
CD skips. Yeah, you can't go with those.
Yeah.
What was funny, I was speaking with Dream Aria, and I'm like, I'm going to tell you a question that no one ever, you're never going to hear in an interview. I said, do you remember the pagers back in the day and how annoying they were? And they're like, well, we never had a pager. And I'm like, fuck!
They never had a pager?
No.
Huh. Everyone,
Well, they're from Canada, so.
They don't have pagers up there?
I don't know.
Unless they're just really young guys.
I remember.
No, they were just probably young. That's no
okay,
disrespect
all
to
right,
them.
yeah. Oh, I remember. I'd go to the skate rink and there'd be like 9-year-olds with pagers, like and like 2 or 3 of them, and they'd be going off and they'd be running over to the payphone. I don't know if it's like a drug deal or what, but had to get some Flintstone vitamins. I'm not sure.
You got them cookies, man? I want them cookies.
Don't want chocolate chip. I want a peanut. Better get this shit right. Yeah. Pagers. Yeah, that's one topic. Yeah. What about? I remember. We're talking about CBs and everything, and this kind of relates to it. But I remember that in order for you to have like the best reception for your TV, because I mean that's when you weren't charged for TV like we are today, but you had to have like a 50-foot antenna. Like,
Yep.
in some places, I'm pretty sure you had to put like a light on it if you're close to an airport. Like, I mean, I remember my grandfather. He had one, and I'm not exaggerating. It was taller than the tree that we would climb.
Wow.
And we got the bright idea to try to climb it. Got our asses handed to us for that one. Oh, yeah. But I think, it's, I don't know. It's, if you think about the stuff that we used to use that was number one, and now you find it, at a thrift store for like a dime, and nobody's taking it.
There you go.
What do they do with it? What do they? I mean,
Yeah, that's a good question.
I mean, what did they do? Throw it away? You can't sell it. I mean, I guess you could try to pay someone to take it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Christy, do you want us to say something?
The dumbest thing I think was this Hawaiian Punch game that I had when I was a kid. It was a stupid Hawaiian Punch guy made out of clay. And it was just the dumbest game now that I think back to it. It really was. It was just so stupid. All you were doing was smashing the Hawaiian Punch guy. It makes no sense.
Smacking that Hawaiian Punch.
Hawaiian Punch guy made out of clay or something. To beat him up or something. I don't even remember.
I will say, as far as like video games, fucking cartridges were a piece of shit.
Like with the Nintendo?
Yes.
Man, I love Nintendo.
Remember when you had to fucking, in order to get the game to work, you had to blow in the fucking system, and you had to stick a fucking second game on top of the other game.
Oh, yeah. That was
to hope
horrible.
that the motherfucker worked.
Yeah, I had to do that. And then you had to, like, blow into the cartridge. And then, yeah, it was... Now you just mention it, yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then what really got me is like, when you could put it in, and, like, it'll be pixelated, like... Only 6 pixels on the TV would be there. Like, when you're playing Mario, you can see it. He'll jump from one to the other. But then he, like, disappears in between those. Like, where'd he go?
It was the ghost. Snowy must have visited.
Snow. Leave my Mario alone. Mario and Luigi. I tell you what, that was a good game. I liked that. It was fun. Yeah. And then you got Sega.
Sega.
Yeah. Hedgehog. Yeah, it was a good one too. Collecting all the rings. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Huh? I just found out they had it for Wii. Oh. Oh. Snow used to play it. Donkey Kong. Okay. Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to take a moment of silence for the voice of Tennessee that passed away this morning and the Ultimate Warrior, who I thought died in the 90s. Both dead. I think this is where somebody's supposed to start singing Rocky Top.
Oh. I don't think I can do. I don't think I can do that. I left the
No
banjo
Rocky
at the
Top.
house. I left the banjo at the house.
There is no Rocky Top on 2 Local tonight. No Rocky Top. That has been postponed.
Rocky Top. No. What about those? What was it? Was it Richard Simmons? Was that his name? The workout guy. First of all, what about your hair? Yeah, short, and it was like this Rocky outfit. You know, he's always in the striped, red, white, and blue striped, and
You thought he was showing off something that he didn't have.
he going around, bouncing around. Just, ooh, 1, 2, 1, 2. Raise your arms, higher, higher, higher.
I watched that in school about a month ago.
Wow.
We have to do energizers.
Energizers.
I sat there and was like,
First of all,
I'm like, yeah,
you don't need to be dancing around like that.
tomorrow.
Second of all, you need to do something with your hair. Third, but not least, you got to come up with some other kind of program. You can't just be bouncing around. They give you Adderall for that shit now. Like, you've got a disease if you do that.
Remember the solar-powered failed invention?
The what?
Everything was solar-powered. Remember, everything was solar-powered.
Oh, yeah.
And then now nothing's solar-powered.
Nothing. No, you can't. I don't know. That's like wind energy. You know, what are you gonna do? Get a boat and a mast, and you can't have gas anymore. No gas. No, gonna rely on the wind.
Really on the wind?
What are you gonna What are you gonna do when you go in like a tunnel and like there's no wind? What do you do? Damn it! I knew we should have brought the cousins. We ain't got enough power to get up this hill. No, I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, but that one just failed.
Epic fail. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We're going to play a song once I find a song. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about conspiracies. Why not?
That is a good topic. I'm glad you brought that up because there's quite a few of them out there.
So,
It interests me.
all right. But let's play Sea of Lights by Year of October since they'll be here Sunday, 4 p.m. Once again, that's Sunday, 4 p.m. Year of October will be live in the 2 Local studio. Yeah.
Been swimming in a sea of lights for so long. I'm surprised I haven't drowned. I'm half awake in a city that never sleeps. And I can't find my way out. I was looking for the door, trying to find some cover, but there's nothing to be found. Oh, why did I come here? Why can't I go back? Oh, get me out of this town.
All right, the music stopped.
We're back. We're back.
You are now on Too Loco with Ray, Chrissy D, Snowy, and Tempo.
With the T. Okay. Yeah, we're back. You're talking about conspiracies. What do you want to start with?
How about how we landed on the moon?
Ooh, that's a good topic there. That's a good one. First of all, they say that the whole reason for the moon race was they said the first one to be able to reach the moon would win the war. How that related, I don't know. We're talking about going to the moon and winning a war. First of all, I believe the fuel should be used for like the tanks and birds and everything else. But no, we're going to go to the moon. And I mean, there's photos out there, from the original. And I'd say the best one that I've seen is where they say that they've landed on the moon and the flag is waving. There's no wind.
And they're kicking gravity.
Kicking
gravity. Kicking dirt with no gravity.
Kicking dirt. I mean, I don't know. I guess it can go both ways. I mean, whether you think they landed or you don't. I'm sure there's evidence on both sides, but I guess it's more what you believe. Me personally, I don't know if they landed it or not. I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know. But I can't get over the fact that it's a race to the moon to win the war. There's a couple of them where you look at their helmet, their reflection. The reflection, there's a camera in front of them on a tripod, and you can see like the lights. It's not Earth, it's not the sun, but like a studio light. So I mean, was it taken, with a studio on the moon? Or was it taken, like she said, in California? I mean, what do you think?
Movie studio in California.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Survey says bullshit.
Bullshit with a B.
Bullshit. Next.
What do you want the next one? Let's see. What about Bigfoot? You want to go with Bigfoot? What do you think? You think he's real?
No.
I don't either. I mean, and here's my main reason that I don't think he's real. We have technology now where I can look at anything in the world.
But they can't find a plane. Oh, yeah, they found a plane.
Yeah. Oh, did they? Oh, go figure. But if Bigfoot was real, do you not think the thousands and thousands of satellites that are orbiting Earth every second?
They couldn't find a plane for 2 weeks.
You can't you can't find this Bigfoot. And he's supposed to be like 8 foot tall, 350 pounds. But you can zoom in on Google Earth and get someone's mailing address, their street number, the house number, off the mailbox.
Exactly.
I mean, we can't find this Bigfoot? Come on.
I'm sorry. I've been hiding.
Snow says she's Bigfoot. Far from it. Far from it.
I mean, we could go in a lot of different directions. Some directions I won't go in because... But I will say this. If something, happened with some sort of thing getting destroyed and one person did it, why would I go after another?
Yeah.
That wouldn't make no damn sense.
No. Let's see. No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Exactly.
I had to think about it. I mean, I had to think about it. Yeah.
But I mean, what's crazy to me is it seems like everybody that's a fucking influence of somebody or a certain generation ends up dead.
Yeah. If they follow it or if they try to go too far, something happens.
It's just crazy. I mean, if you look at like the musicians, for example, that meant something to people, why did they all fucking die?
Well, either they didn't pay their dues, or somebody took them out. Somebody took them out because they didn't. And Snow says they committed suicide. A lot of them are set up to look like they committed suicide.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there is a group out there that does control the music industry by far. A lot of other industries.
I think I don't think it's. See, here's where I'm going to argue. I don't think it's one group. I think it's a bunch of groups that monopolize together.
So you say that they kind of come together?
Yes.
Okay.
And I don't think there's a good guy in the whole equation. Like, if you ever seen the movie Robin Hood?
Yeah.
Okay, there's got to be this good guy who saves everybody. But it's bullshit.
And he's in tights, too, so that might be an issue. A thief, yeah. Robin, what was it? Robbing from the rich and giving to the poor? Is that what they did?
Exactly. But for those that, believe, and I'm not saying one way or another, my personal view. But for those who believe, who are, anti-government and believe in other people that are going to be on your side, it's bullshit.
Run that by me one more time.
If people believe there's a group out there that's trying to go against the powers to be, whoever the fuck they are, which, it's bullshit. Because if there was really somebody that was trying to go against, somebody and try to make a fucking change would have already happened.
Right. What about... Here's a question for you. And it's been brought up as far as conspiracies go. Do you think that the election is already set? It's already set.
By far.
They already know. Like, they know who's going to be president 10 years from now.
Well, that's why our vote don't count.
Well, that's true. I mean, and that's another thing. Why?
If people don't understand, people think, okay, yeah, I go to a podium and my vote counts. What really happens is the electoral vote is the one that fucking counts. The electoral vote is ran by the big fucking companies.
Yeah.
Who don't give a shit about you, don't give a shit about me.
No, they don't. They don't. But just the fact that they say, hey, you've got a vote, you count. No, doesn't count at all. It the way it's originally supposed to set up and work is you've got your electoral votes. Okay, the state says, okay, well, we're going to go with the Democrat this time. Okay, he's supposed to follow that. But if he wanted the Republican, hey, he's going with the Republican. But if the guy's being paid, the guy's going to pick whoever pays him to be president.
Well, I was going to vote for the old man, but here's the deal. Even if the dude wasn't supposedly set up or whatever, he was only saying certain things about certain things and not about others.
Right.
To me, that sounds like a little suspicious.
It is. I mean, yeah. How would it not be?
Exactly. It's easy to say, okay, well, if we demolish this and we start this and give the control over here rather than here, things will change. But in reality, what if that's the fail-safe plan? What if it's like, okay, well, if this happens, this is the way we're going to go anyway. We're just going to make people believe that if you go this way, this is the right way.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't... The way that the one that I'm talking about, this organization, is they don't want it to be you have two options. You've got to go left or right. There is no straight. And, I mean, if you think about it, that's how the government's set up. It's left or right. You got to pick here or here. Even if you say, hey, I'm not going to go, for Democrat or Republican. But when you register to vote, you have to pick one of the two.
Very true.
You have to. You don't have a choice. Or you can't vote. There's not a spot for no party. You can run independent, but when you're elected, You must choose left or right. You have to. You don't have a choice. So I don't see how that's right. But and another thing, if you talk about these politicians and everything, that's crazy. You got people that need jobs, that need money. I'm talking about us down here on the bottom, and these people that are going to the Congress and all this, they're driving vehicles that get 5 miles a gallon, big SUVs. Our taxes are paying for the vehicle, the insurance, the gas. Why can't you put them in a Prius? I mean, really, why do you get to travel 2.5 hours, and our taxes are paying for you to get 5 miles a gallon? That's bullshit. Yeah, they only put one in the vehicle. They can't have two. You got to be riding cool.
Here's what pisses me off. The thing is, if we talk about things that are crazy now, you look at the fucking the medical bill nowadays, okay, with the new tax, which that's all it fucking is. Because the healthcare hasn't changed. The doctors aren't any better. If you go to the hospital, the majority of times, they'll still tell you they don't know what the fuck is wrong, just like they did before.
Right. It's
changed not at all. But now they have the legal right, if you do owe a bill, they can harass you like a fucking telemarketer or a fucking, like the IRS.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do because you can't put them on your do not call list.
Right. When that bill came out and it was proposed, it had good and it had bad. And this is how it got sold. He used the example of the hospitals and the insurance companies no longer can they say, well, this girl can't have this surgery because her insurance is capped. It's too much. The coverage was only for $200. It's going to cost $350,000 for the surgery. That's the only plus, and that's how it got sold. That's how that bill got sold. Everyone voted, yeah, this is what it is. But like you were saying, the medical field didn't really change, and there's actually some hospitals that aren't for the program. They're actually against it by all means, and some doctors they don't have it, they won't do it. But I think by them saying you have to have this, you have to buy this, you don't have a choice, that's another monopoly that you were talking about earlier.
And think of the website that they had, which people signed up for this shit, and then they canceled all their fucking policies.
Fucking doesn't work. What was it? 2 weeks? 2 weeks after the bill was in effect, and it still didn't work.
And fucking people, like, what was it? Like 150,000 people fucking got their policies canceled from their normal. What the fuck?
For no reason, yeah. So if you want us to do it this way, but we can't do it this way, and you're still going to fine us because we can't do it the way you want it to do, how is that legal?
It sounds like robotics to me.
It's there. I mean, it's there. It's there. And it's tax this, tax that.
Yeah, tax everything. That's just the answer to everything. Something going on is tax. Tax this, tax that. But, I mean, the thing is, like I said, there's no help on the way. There's not. It's just going to get worse and worse. I just don't see. I just think that everything's going in hell in a handbag. I don't see anything getting better anytime soon. I hate to be the negative person. I hate to be the one that said, okay, I don't see change, but, anybody that's into, rap or whatever, Tupac said it best, I see no changes.
Yeah. Well, how can there be change? I mean, if you're going to try to change something, and I've always said this, you've got to start from the top. You can't really start from the bottom. You got to start from the top and then make your way down. That way, everyone is covered. So if you, and what I'm getting at in this is if talking about the taxes and everything, why don't we tax the Congress? Why don't we? I mean, if you're going to tax the guy that
they're exempt from the new law.
Oh, piss on them. That's what I say. Piss on them.
No, but that's what I mean. They finally read what the fuck was going on, and then they exempt them all. So they're all exempt that we have to pay.
Well, I'm exempt now. I'm running for Congress. Pick me. No, it's bullshit. A lot of it is. Well, I mean, a lot of things that go on is bullshit. And the thing is this one group that I'm talking about, they put the information out there. Okay, they'll put it out there, but it won't be in black and white. You've got to put this puzzle together. You got to know what to look for, and then once you start to spot these things out, you can follow it much easier. And past 2 years that I've been really following it, it's everywhere. I mean, everywhere.
Or it could be nowhere and just a fucking mirage.
It could be. It could be.
You don't know. But I see all these groups out there that, are anti this and anti that and are for the people. But like I said, if somebody was technically really for the people, shit would already happen. Nothing has.
Yeah, it would have. If you're for the people, first of all, that didn't even need to come up. I mean, why would you campaign for the people? You should already be for the people.
Oh, there you go.
Why do you do that? And the whole change, it's time for a change. That's been time for a change 400 years ago. I mean, think about it. What I can go on forever about that topic, but no.
All right, back to what everybody wants to hear. Beers and titties.
Beers and titties. Round 2. Ass and titties.
And football.
Football's good. Football's good. Beer and titties. They go good together.
There you go.
They go good together. If you put some chicken wings in there, it'd be one hell of a party. I don't know. Think about how do you actually, and I was talking to Snow about this, but how do you actually run a titty bar? How do you do it? How would you do it? Ray, I mean, how would you do it? If you were told, hey, I need you to open this up, make sure it runs, how would you do it?
I would. Let me think right here. Do 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 do. Well, I mean, for one, you have to be strict.
Yeah.
You have to have like intelligent females because you don't want a bunch of crackheads running your shit.
No, you don't. No.
I mean, you'd have to. They'd have to have some kind of education or schooling of some sort, and they'd have to be good at some kind of like gymnastics or something.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, I'm following
you. Because and they definitely have to be eye candy because if they're not, I mean, how many clubs do you go in where these girls just fucking. I mean, not now per se, on my behalf, but where you go in this and like quarter of them to half of them are ugly. It's like, okay, would you have somebody with no teeth, no hair, a beard, and a belly, kind of like me, run your campaign? No, you wouldn't.
No, you couldn't do that. That would. You would go under really quick if you had that. So,
exactly.
I mean, think about the selection process. Like, how would you? Because, like I said, we were thinking about trying to do this, but how do you? Do you have like a job fair? Where do you pull these people from? Do you put it on Craigslist? Do you?
No.
I mean, what do you do? Lot lizards come out.
No, what you get off of Craigslist, unfortunately, is you'll get a bunch of drama queens. You don't want that. And you don't want to go into the projects. I mean, that's nothing against anybody in the projects, but you don't want that kind of drama either. So where you would go to find these girls, I don't know. I mean, put it out on a paper, but you have to do a serious screening, because if you don't screen these, you don't know if these girls are going to try to rob your club.
Right.
You don't know the hidden agenda. You don't know who they're, affiliated with. If they're affiliated with, a huge gang, and then all of a sudden the gang's trying to take over your club, Oh,
they want to cut too, Yeah, you can't have that.
Well, everybody's got to get a cut. If you start a business, and that kind of business, everybody has to get a cut. And I'm talking about the law enforcement and everything else. Everybody has to have a cut. Otherwise, you have them on your ass.
That's gonna be an issue. I don't like sharing that way. No, and the thing is the way I thought of it. I said, well, what if you put it in, like you said, the paper? But what do you put the title as? Adult entertainers? Adult dancers?
Dancers.
We are looking for dancers. That's the issue. I mean, really, that's it.
Yeah, if you didn't hear it, Snowy the Ghost over here was telling about somebody bringing their 5-year-old. Be like,
well, thinking it's like a ballerina or something.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. How do you put it out? How do you get these people in? Exotic.
Exotic. No, because if you think of exotic dance, you might have a bunch of fucking call girls.
Yeah. Adult entertainment.
Adult entertainers, mature dancers.
And that's the thing, strippers. Like,
I mean, where do you go though? Do you like what? What I do is I'd walk into Hooters and check out what's there, and see what kind of money they were making, and see what their options were, and be like, okay, hey, I run this. Would you like to try it over here?
Right, but then, I mean, you may get hit with, like, solicitation.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? You're trying to pull them from us. I mean, it's hard.
Well, there's no way to legally do everything by the books. That's what people don't understand, especially when you run a business. Because every time you turn around, somebody's got a rule on top of a rule, over a rule, under a rule. You can do this, but you can't do that. You can do that, but you can't do this.
Okay.
If you go near here, you're soliciting. But it's all right if you call and you place a stand. I mean, it's just do as I say, not as I do. Fucking limitation.
That is true. I see that.
But I wouldn't recommend Craigslist.
No Craigslist.
No
drama. I don't know. I think if I was to do it...
Drama and psychopath. I mean, didn't we hear enough about the Craigslist killers and all that?
That shit still goes on, too. Like, if you think about it...
That's fucking crazy.
Seriously, think about it. Like, my name is whatever she wants to use. And then they say, well, my marriage isn't doing good. Come on over. Give me what I need. You go over there. The guy's there. They're going to rob you. He's going to play with you, and then you're going to dig your own hole, and then he's going to put you in it. Think
it could be very true.
I wouldn't. No way. I couldn't do that. I mean, how do you come to like your mind knowing, okay, he's at work. First of all, wow. Thank you.
Well, if you want to get some hot dancers, what you should do is go over to the road team.
Oh. Okay.
and then see if any of them want to party.
There we go. We get the gymnastics up too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you need like athletic females, and females that are in good shape, and that's why I was thinking like rowing or, gymnastics, shit like that.
That'll work, yeah.
But you do have those guys that want to do the girls too at the same time. You got to have something for everybody's taste.
Well, very, very true. Very true. There are many guys out there that like bigger girls, and there's
it's where the midgets come in too.
Yeah.
Midgets.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can't forget about the midgets either.
I mean, think about it. Everybody.
We get them for George's job.
So, yeah.
So you gotta like cater to like all these people's tastes and shit.
And it also depends on like what you want your clientele to be. I mean, do you want a bunch of rednecks in, or do you want a bunch of blue collars, or you want a little bit of everything? What would you think? The blue collars, they'll pay more, but this is my opinion. The blue collar, they'll pay more. Rednecks,
Depending on how drunk the rednecks get.
they may take out a loan. I'm serious. They may pawn their truck.
You never know.
See?
You never fucking know. But yeah, I mean, you have to cater to everybody. But by catering to everybody, you're just gonna have a bunch of drama.
Yeah, I guess you could.
So if you're starting a club, you better hire a bunch of bouncers as well, which is money.
You pay them more than the stripper? See, now that could cause a conflict. But then again, you want security.
Well, here's how they do it. I know firsthand. Years ago, I used to drive this, stripper around. This was back when I was, like 22. And how they did it at the club is that the dancers actually had to pay to dance. So you'd make money from the dancers dancing.
Okay.
At the same time, the dancers had to pay the DJs.
Okay.
Okay, so you'd make money from the DJs, from the dancers.
Okay.
And at the same time, the dancers also had to pay the bouncers.
Wow.
So you make money from that. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? So you're making money all the way around from the dancers, and the dancers aren't really complaining because they're making a killing themselves.
Wow. I didn't look at it that way.
That's how they make so much money. People wonder, how they stay in business. That's how they do it. Because they get these girls in here that sign a waiver or whatever the case may be, and say, okay, in order to work here, you have to pay this person, you have to pay this person, you have to pay this person out of what you make. So the dancer makes a shitload, or if she don't make shit, then she ends up owing the house. And if she owes the house, well, then she can't dance until it's like a loan system. She can only dance again when she pays back the loan. So she's not getting her money until she pays back the loan.
It's kind of like a trap if you're not good.
There you go. But if you don't have the trap in place, you're going to get fucked.
Your business will go under.
There you go. In the ass without Vaseline.
Down, down, down. Oh, didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, that's how they keep on making money.
But it's some of a business that makes good money. We went up to Cherokee probably 4 or 5 months ago. Okay, after Christmas. But there's a pawn shop that's open 24 hours. That's literally across the street from this casino.
Okay.
Now tell me that place doesn't make money.
Hell yeah, it does.
I mean, seriously, think about it. And it's got a drive-through. Like, you don't even have to get out of your car. So if you go to the casino, it's like, hey, I've got $100. I'm gonna spend this, and I'm gonna get 500. And I'm gonna walk out, right? No, it doesn't happen. No, you lose 500, and you're like, God, I can't go to the ATM again. I can't go to the ATM again. You can't go to the ATM. You're out of cash. So what do? You got to scrounge around. What can I pawn? My wife is gonna kill me. She's gonna kill me. So what do? Go through the drive-thru. I need to pawn this CD player, and you're ripping it out. Okay. All right. I got a 4-hour drive. I don't need no music.
Exactly.
Yeah. And here's my wedding ring. Yep. Go ahead and pawn it. It's real gold. Go ahead. Now pawn it. I'll just tell the wife, oh, I dropped it. I went down the toilet. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's just that. I'll tell you what. If you think about opening a business, and we've talked about this, location.
Yeah, it's all about location.
So I think that's one business that is definitely booming. And I went in there one time actually, and just to look around, and they've got everything.
It's because everybody's pouring and everything.
Salt shakers, pepper shakers, rings, of course, guitars, drums, speakers. They got it all. But who the hell pawns a salt shaker? First of all, who the hell buys a salt shaker? This guy did. He bought it. It's like, yeah, I know I could flip this. I'm gonna give him a quarter and I'm gonna sell it for $5. Someone's gonna buy. No. Walmart's got them for like 28 cents. So you're gonna lose your ass on that one.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing though. Remember back in the day when you could fool a pawn shop? Can't do it no more, account of the internet.
No.
But back in the day, you could. There were so many, people that like ran pawn shops that didn't know what half the shit was. So you could fool them and make it, sound like, it's a lot better than it is. Now people look on eBay. Okay, what's it going on eBay? $150. Okay, give me the best I can sell it. The best I'll take for is $25.
Yeah, that's it. 25, and they're gonna turn around and they're gonna flip it for 100, easily.
Exactly.
They'll do it. And we went into a pawn shop looking for a guitar, and sitting there looking at all these guitars, and they got a wall of these guitars, and I started to say, hey, how much you want for this guitar? He's like, oh, well, which one? None of them had prices on them. None of them. So we take him over there, and he said, oh, hold on, I got to ask this guy. Goes outside. The guy comes in, looks at it. Said, oh, I'll take $150 for it. It usually goes for about $275. First of all, don't fucking lie. Second of all, there's dust all over every instrument in that building. Like, we were probably the first person to touch it in probably a year. It was bad. Horrible. Yeah. And, I mean, if you're going to try to flip something, and the guy had a wall of them. So, obviously, he's not doing too good. But I think if you're going to run a pawn shop, don't try to flip it for, like, 200%. If you can make $50 off of it, have at it. Because I know they probably gave the guy, like, $20 for the guitar.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you one of the biggest scams, though. Most people won't tell you this, but I don't care. When you're on the, when you're in your car listening to the radio or the commercials, the infomercials, they'll tell that there's all these seminars and there's all these things to flip a house.
Oh yeah.
Flipping a house is one of the fucking hardest things because you don't know what the fuck is wrong with it to begin with. You have to pay for the fucking repairs, and then you have to fucking try to sell another one at the same time.
That's the issue. That is the issue. And I was talking to a couple of guys at work, and they actually got into that, and they're still trying to sell these houses.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And I mean, I guess if people see it on TV, they're like, oh, I can go do that. I know that after I watched Storage Wars, I went out and I started going to these auctions. And I have bought four units. And I was able to flip some stuff. I really was. I mean, a washer and dryer, I paid, and that was the first unit that I bought. A washer and dryer. I could have had it for $1, but some dickhead was like, no, I'll give you 2. And then it went to 3, 4, 5. Finally, I just jumped to 10. He's like, oh, I didn't want it anyways. What a dickhead move. Anyways, went ahead.
They do, though. That's their trick.
Yeah.
Make you pay more.
So I went ahead and I sold it for $40. Made a little money on it, right? Not trying to flip it for 200%. Nothing like that. But I'd say probably the coolest thing that I got out of the storage unit is this 1870 treadle. It's made by White. And it's got the patent dates and everything else on it. And I actually got the number for White, and it was actually made in August of 1870. They couldn't tell me the actual day because of the bookkeeping at the time. But other than that, I mean, it's a bunch of junk. You can't get rid of it. It's like flipping out. You can't do that. So you see this on TV. You know, they got Corvettes and these safes and all this other shit. Me personally, I think they go through the units before they put them up for auction.
Oh, there you go.
I really do. I think they do. I think they go through, and whatever looks like it would sell best, they put it just to where you can see a little bit of it.
Well, my uncle one time, he went to one of these police auctions, and they advertise you can win a car you can buy get a car for $500. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a car for $500, but according to what he said at the time, there was no car going anywhere near $500 because everybody was trying to get the $500 car, which ended up $4 or $5 grand by the time it was done.
Yeah. So everyone get that, and they lure you in. That's what it is.
Plus, you gotta be selective when you go to those type of things. When you go to something where you go to an auction like that, when you do the storage wars, you have to be very selective and you have to look at every little thing. As you're looking in your unit, you have to try to see every little thing as much as you can and see what's crap. Because I've looked at a few units on TV and I'd say, that's shit, I wouldn't buy that for nothing.
Yeah.
And then they try to make it look good. Oh, well, I made $2,000 off of this $100 unit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. No.
It
you
is.
gotta look at the unit though real good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I know there was one auction that we went to, and it was out in the middle of nowhere. But it was full of furniture and mattresses, which is common in all of them. But this is right when that Sandy Hook school shooting, and then the ammo went up and then disappeared and all this other stuff. But they put a box of ammo on top of this dresser, and I know they had to. Because who goes up and says, okay, I'm going to put my ammo here. My gun safe is all the way in the back. And then they put two guns, well, actually two gun cases. You don't know if the gun's in there or not, with the ammo. Now, if it was me, if I was going to put my stuff in a storage unit, I would put my guns in the gun safe. The ammo in the gun safe. But
They couldn't fit in the gun safe. I put them in the dresser drawers or something.
you wouldn't put them out. I mean, and it's...
Oh, I'd hide them under a mattress, something.
Yeah, you wouldn't put it just clearly out like that.
Exactly. When you were just telling, about Sandy Hook, that disturbed me.
Yeah, it was sad.
It would disturb me because there is no fucking way a normal fucking civilian or one on the streets or whatever is going to go walk into any fucking school and kill all them kids without fucking somebody noticing and without a million cops being there. There's no fucking way. It's not possible.
And I'm trying to get this right, but the kid was upset. All right, and it was his stepmother or was it his mother? His mother was a teacher. Okay. Well, you can't. The amount of time that they reported that the shooting was going on, you have to train for that. There should have been signs somewhere that this kid's disturbed. He's disturbed. I mean, I think it was like the amount that he took out. Shoot time was like 46 seconds. It's high powered. There was a sign somewhere. Now, whether anyone's seen those signs, now that's the whole topic.
But if I go to a store, which I would never do, and I go to rob somebody in the store or pull a gun, an automatic gun, which is fucking loud as fuck, in that store, I guarantee within 2 minutes there'll be fucking 20 cops around that fucking store.
Yeah.
So how the fuck could that happen with a school with kids?
I don't know. It takes a sick individual to even think about doing anything like that. But I don't know. I don't know how.
I think the story's bullshit.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, and that's just my personal opinion. And either way you look at it, it's sad.
I mean, I'm not going to protest and shit like that, but I think the story is bullshit. That's just my opinion. That's it.
Fast, yeah.
I mean, there's just no way. I mean, because that's just like saying, okay, somebody. You remember back in the day when they were saying the kids were killing people due to Grand Theft. Now, I played Grand Theft Auto many times, and never did Grand Theft Auto show me how to use a gun. How to shoot the gun, how to fire a real fucking gun. It doesn't show you that.
Right. You can't blame it on video games. You can't even blame it on movies. And the thing is if the parents say, well, this is where they learned it, this is where it's coming from, stop letting your kids watch it. Stop letting your kids play it. If you think that's where it's coming from, stop them. Now, talking about video games.
Why would they? They're too busy partying.
Well, yeah, and whose fault is that? It's her fault, right?
Exactly.
It's her fault. No. Talking about kids going off, and killing people and stuff. There was a kid that killed his mother, his father, and his sister, baby sister.
Wow.
Because the parents took away the Call of Duty, the Xbox, and the kid just went on a rampage. The kid wasn't doing good in school, so he went, took out his parents, took out his family. Neighbor heard the shots, called the cops. Cops show up, what's the kid doing? Playing COD. Call of Duty. So now do we say, hey, this is Call of Duty's fault? No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's the lack of guidance.
Seriously, if your kids, you raise them, they follow. They may rebel, but you lead them in a general direction. You can't put them on a direct path, but you can put them in a general direction.
Very true.
So if you go out and they see that you're going out robbing shit, and then seeing that you're selling crack on the side, what are they going to do? They see this, right? So they're going to follow. But they may rebel and say, hey, you know what? I ain't going to do that. I don't want to do that. But then again, they may be like, hey, this is the only thing I know. So whose fault is it? It's the parents. The parents control the kid. It's just how it is.
Not the other way around.
No. And in today's time, there's... I see it a lot, kids telling their parents what to do. I'm not going to school today. Yeah, you are. You will get on that bus.
Might get over, pull down and beat his ass.
Yeah. If you tell me you're not going to go to school, okay.
I'll go with you.
I'll go. Yeah, exactly. I'll go sit in your class.
Exactly.
I will go sit with you.
I'll go to school in rollers and ugliest bathrobe pajama. I'll go to school with you. All right, you don't want to go to school? All right, well, come on. We're going to school because guess what? I'm going to school in the nastiest, rattiest nightgown, nastiest, rattiest looking bathrobe, my hair in curlers and slippers, and putting lipstick on my lips and giving you a big old smooch right in front of your whole class. Yeah. And I'm going to sit in the classroom with you. Now, how do you like that, sonny boy? Guarantee be like, no, I'll go catch the bus.
Yeah, it's 2 blocks down. You better run. Yeah.
I missed the bus.
No,
I'll run to the next bus stop.
Yeah, quick. Real quick. No, that's what I do. I go sit in class with them. Come on. Let's go. Let's do something. No, not my kids. Hell, I'd love to go back to school. It'd be pretty fun. PE. I don't even know if they still do that anymore. Gym. You can't.
All right, before we go to our last song of the evening, I'm going to tell you a little story. You were talking about how you used to make money and whatnot. When I was younger, I had an idea, and this was before Walmart started asking for receipts and everything like that, and giving cash cards and shit. I'd go to the pawn shop. I'd find a cheap PlayStation 2, right? And I buy it from the pawn shop, go to Walmart, and then get the cash from Walmart for the brand new. Say wow. I just got a brand new one.
Wow. It's a pretty good increase.
Yeah, there you go.
Standing on a corner. This is my corner.
All right, but we're going to play Black Charade. We're going to come back and wrap it up, and I hope you all enjoyed the show and the retake. Well, without the technical difficulties, that always helps. Well, here's Black Charade. If I ever fucking played a damn song.
Okay, kids, we're recording.
All right, the music stopped. Did you sit in your chair?
Yes, I did.
I'm back in my chair.
Damn. All right, there's another one out. Time to go sit in the corner.
Time out. Go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, for anyone who don't know, on Sunday we have Year of October at 4 p.m. So if you have any questions, feel free to, give a call. I left the number at the beginning of the show. If I didn't, I'll shoot that number real quick once again, if I can find it. Yeah, I know my own number I can't find. Let's see here. All right, that number toll-free is 1-855-403-9071. Our local 865-643-8832. But moving on, is there any more you'd like to speak about, Mr. Tempo? I give you the floor.
Giving me the floor to finish it up. Okay. I like big butts and I cannot lie. Yeah. I don't know. I'm going to try to think of a really good topic to leave it out on. Hold on just a second. I'm thinking. Processing.
Do 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 dum dum.
Okay, Roger, I think I may have one.
All right.
I may have one.
You reckon so?
Yeah. We're sitting in here, when we were listening to music and everything, talking about drinking in bars and everything else. I'd say probably this topic's going to go on like probably the coolest bar I've been to. I would say.
All right.
It was called The Bank. It was BANQUE.
That's kind of like I went to a bar one time. It was called Rehab.
Rehab?
Yeah.
Nice.
In Virginia.
And that's just where The Bank was, is in Virginia. Yeah, no shit.
Virginia has the coolest bars.
I guess so. And, it was a country kind of bar, That's where everyone went on payday. You could definitely tell. And they'd have military night. And it was Monday. Monday military. And you just take your military card and you get in for free. But one of the reasons I say it's probably the coolest bar I've been to, it had the biggest bar fight I've ever seen in it. You get a lot of military in there. And the military, we joke about each branch. Everyone's got their jokes about the Navy. And I mean, hell, I was in the Navy and I still joke about the Navy. But apparently, a couple service members got into it with a couple other service members. And before you know it, fists are flying, beers are flying. No. No. Tables were being turned over. So it started out, we'll say, with like 4 people. I was too drunk to actually see it start. But within 3 minutes, I mean, the whole place is turned upside down. And, I mean, they have bouncers, but 6 people can't really control 300.
Very true.
It's not going to happen. But a buddy of mine, when like I say, we were in there drinking, of course, and he gets punched for no reason. Just gets punched, right? I mean, it's bound to happen, right? You got 200 fists flying. And that's when he looked at me and he was like...
Were they 200 crazy fists?
They were flying. They were crazy. Yeah, they were going. But he looks at me and he's like, I'll be back. And like he's going to go to the bathroom or something. And I'm just watching, and I'm trying to back out of the way. That way I don't get hit or anything. And he goes in and like a line dance. He just goes up and steps beside somebody and pops them. Steps to the next person, pops them. So he's sitting there popping like 5 or 6 people, and they're just falling over, like knocking them out. And he's not really a big guy at all. Gimel. Yeah. And he just started wearing these people out. And, of course, cops are coming and everything else. And I managed to stay out of trouble that night. It was a good night. But just the fact that, I say it's the coolest bar because there was literally, I'd say, just as a rough estimate, probably about 150 people fighting inside this. They shut it down, of course. But it's funny because when the police came, they brought the SWAT team. Full gear.
Damn.
Full gear. Brought them in. Bean bags. Just, I guess like a riot, you could say. But it's funny how that happened.
Did anyone get tased?
I didn't see anybody get tased, but I'm pretty sure someone may have gotten tased. It's bound to happen. I guess if the cop gets pissed off, he couldn't hit him with a beanbag and get him with a taser. It's always cool. I have been tased before. That I have.
Get over here.
And the thing is for anyone out there that's listening that has been tased, you know this is a true story. When you get tased, you piss yourself. If you have to piss, you piss right there. And I pissed. Yeah. I have been tased. Doesn't feel good. I had to get tased in the military in order to carry a taser. Just like the pepper spray. If you carry the pepper spray, you have to be hit with the pepper spray. But yeah, that's probably the coolest bar because of the fight. And their drinks were pretty cheap too. But 200 people going at it. It made the paper.
Ding, 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 ding.
Made the paper. All over the news. And that place was shut down actually for like a good 2 weeks, I'd say, because of it. But yeah, that's about it.
All right. Well, on that end, we're going to wrap up, and hope you all enjoyed this show, and we'll be back on Friday. We did an extra long show today, and tomorrow we're going to take a breather, and we'll be back on Friday. I think it's good every once in a while to take a vacation and just rethink your thoughts and just spend quality time with people that matter and everything. So catch us on Friday. This is Ray Ray.
Chrissy D. God bless.
And this is Tempo with a T.
And we got to go snowy somewhere.
Running around.
All right. Well, see you. Wouldn't want to be you.
Peace.
God bless the USA.